The shocking mistakes everyone makes when eating sardines. Sardines represent a remarkable paradox in the world of healthy eating. They are a nutritional powerhouse, naturally low in mercury, making them one of the safest and most beneficial seafood choices available. These small, oily fish are brimming with essential nutrients, crucial for maintaining a healthy heart, a sharp mind, and strong bones. Their remarkable nutritional profile includes a rich source of protein, heart-healthy, omega-3 fatty acids, bone-strengthening calcium, and a host of vital vitamins that our bodies depend on for optimal function. However, despite their inherent goodness, a significant number of people inadvertently undermine these benefits through a series of common, yet preventable, mistakes. These errors not only diminish the positive health impacts, but also compromise the taste and overall enjoyment of sardines, and in some instances, can even have unintended negative consequences for well-being. Consider, for a moment, the journey of sardines from the shelf to your plate. Are you confident in your ability to select the most appropriate type of sardines when faced with the variety available? Do you have a proper system for storing any leftovers, or do you risk letting them spoil? Have you ever found yourself rinsing sardines underwater, mistakenly believing this practice enhances their healthfulness? And perhaps the most critical question of all, are you inadvertently discarding the very part of the sardine that contains the greatest concentration of nutrients? The unfortunate reality is that sardines are often overlooked and their full potential unrealized, not due to any inherent flaw in the fish themselves, but rather because of how they are handled after they are purchased from minor. Oversight in storage to fundamental errors in preparation and consumption, these tiny fish can lose their exceptional qualities before they even have the chance to nourish and benefit your body. This comprehensive exploration aims to illuminate these prevalent mistakes. While some may appear insignificant at first glance, a deeper understanding of the underlying reasons will reveal just how profoundly they matter. By the conclusion of this discussion, you will be equipped with the knowledge to enjoy sardines in the way they were truly intended to be savored and utilized for maximum health and flavor. Mistake 10. Throwing out the bones. A surprisingly common oversight when preparing sardines is the habit of meticulously removing the small, delicate bones. This practice often stems from a general caution around bones in larger fish, which can indeed be sharp, bothersome, and even pose a choking hazard. However, sardines are a unique case. Their bones are not only completely edible, but also remarkably soft and safe to consume. The canning process itself plays a crucial role in this transformation, subjecting the sardines to pressure cooking that renders the bones so tender that most individuals don't even notice their presence. The true significance of these edible bones lies in their exceptional nutritional density. They are an outstanding natural source of calcium, offering more than a third of your daily requirement in a single serving of sardines, complete with the bones. This calcium is paramount for maintaining the strength of your bones, the health of your teeth, and the proper functioning of your muscles. Furthermore, sardine bones are often accompanied by vitamin D, a vital nutrient that aids your body's ability to absorb calcium, creating a formidable duo for bone health, especially as we age. By discarding the bones, you are not only creating unnecessary extra work for yourself, but more importantly, you are forfeiting a wealth of essential nutrients that your body truly needs. From a sensory perspective, these bones blend seamlessly with the flesh of the fish, rendering them virtually undetectable to the palate. Many seasoned sardine enthusiasts cannot discern where the meat ends and the bones begin. While some manufacturers offer deboned sardines, these products typically come at a higher price point and often appear compromised in texture and form due to the mechanical deboning process, meaning you pay more for less nutritional value and a less appealing presentation. The solution is elegantly simple. Embrace the bones. They are safe, exceptionally nutritious, and practically invisible once you begin to eat them. Consider them a bonus, a hidden treasure that elevates sardines to one of the most nutrient-dense foods readily available. Mistake 9. Choosing water-packed instead of oil-packed. A significant number of errors occur even before the sardines reach your kitchen, specifically in the grocery store aisle. A prevalent mistake is opting for sardines packed in water over those preserved in oil. On the surface, water-packed might seem like the healthier choice, perhaps implying fewer calories or a lighter flavor. However, the reality is quite different. By choosing water as the packing medium, you are sacrificing both exceptional flavor and crucial nutrition. Sardines are naturally rich in beneficial fats, most notably omega-3 fatty acids. These are the very fats renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties, their protective effects on cardiovascular health, and their ability to maintain the moisture of the fish, thereby enhancing your body's capacity to utilize these vital omega-3s. In stark contrast, water does little to benefit the sardines. Sardines packed in water often tend to be bland, dry, and can even develop an undesirable metallic taste over time. This deterioration occurs because water is incapable of safeguarding the delicate natural oils present within the fish from oxidation. As these oils oxidize, both the flavor and the nutritional value of the sardines diminish. Oil, on the other hand, acts as a protective barrier, preserving the sardines' freshness and their delicious taste for extended periods. In fact, many culinary aficionados note that sardines packed in olive oil often improve in flavor with age. While it is true that sardines packed in oil contain more calories, these are predominantly healthy fats that contribute positively to your overall health. This seemingly minor choice can indeed make a substantial difference in your experience. If your objective is to enjoy sardines that are not only delicious, but also deliver their full nutritional punch, it is advisable to bypass the water-packed tins and select those preserved in high-quality oil. Mistake 8. Letting open cans sit too long. This is a mistake that almost everyone has made at some point, allowing an open can of sardines to linger for an extended period. While unopened cans can maintain their quality for many years, the moment the lid is breached, a countdown begins. As soon as sardines are exposed to the open air, their degradation accelerates. The beneficial oils within them begin to oxidize, a process that not only alters their flavor profile, but also breaks down the valuable omega-3 fats, which are frequently the primary reason for consuming sardines in the first place. Consequently, the longer they remain exposed, the less nutritional benefit you will derive from them, and the less palatable they will become. The precise duration for which sardines remain good is contingent upon their packing medium. Sardines in water tend to deteriorate most rapidly, typically becoming unsuitable for consumption within 24 hours. Those packed in oil can generally be kept in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days, while sardines in tomato sauce might retain their quality for up to 4 days. However, there is an absolute rule that should never be disregarded. After a week, regardless of the packing liquid, sardines are considered spoiled and unsafe to eat. Another frequent error involves leaving sardines in their original opened can. Once exposed to the air, the metal of the can can react and expedite the spoilage process, introducing an unpleasant metallic taste. For this reason, food safety experts strongly recommend transferring any leftover sardines into a clean, airtight glass or plastic container immediately. This action helps to seal out air, slow down the loss of nutrients, and preserve their flavor. If you are looking to further extend their shelf life, freezing is an option, but it is important to note that freezing can alter the texture, often resulting in a softer consistency. The most prudent approach is to open only the quantity you anticipate consuming within a couple of days, and to always transfer any remaining sardines into a suitable storage container. This simple habit is instrumental in ensuring that your sardines remain safe, fresh, and retain their abundant nutritional value. Mistake 7. Ignoring expiration dates and storage rules. A common misconception is that canned foods possess an indefinite shelf life, which is simply not the case. While sardines can remain good for years when properly sealed and stored, certain environmental factors can hasten their decline. Heat, direct sunlight, and excessive moisture are significant adversaries to canned sardines. Leaving cans exposed to these conditions, such as on a sunny windowsill in the kitchen or in a damp pantry, will accelerate the breakdown of both the can and the fish contained within. Over time, the oils in the fish will oxidize, the flavors can turn rancid, and the nutrient content will begin to degrade. A more serious concern is that a compromised can may inadvertently allow bacterial growth, rendering the sardines unsafe for consumption. Furthermore, it's a fact not widely known that not all canned sardines maintain their quality equally well. Those packed in acidic liquids like tomato sauce tend to deteriorate more rapidly than those preserved in oil. This distinction necessitates a strategic approach to consumption. It is advisable to prioritize the use of sardines packed in acidic mediums first, reserving the oil-packed varieties for longer-term storage. Equally important is a thorough visual inspection of the can before opening. Any signs of bulging, rust, significant dents along the seams, or leakage are clear indicators that the product should be discarded without hesitation. Consider the economic aspect. Sardines are among the most affordable superfoods available. To waste them due to improper storage or to jeopardize your health through carelessness is an unnecessary loss. With a modest degree of diligence, you can ensure that every can of sardines you purchase remains fresh, safe, and delivers the full spectrum of nutritional benefits it promises. Mistake 6, only eating them straight from the can. One of the most appealing aspects of sardines is their inherent convenience. The simple act of opening a tin makes them ready for immediate consumption. However, this convenience can also be a double-edged sword. If you exclusively consume sardines directly from the can, you are likely missing out on a vast array of culinary possibilities and flavor combinations. This restricted approach can lead to a premature boredom with sardines, despite their versatility. Sardines are far more adaptable in the kitchen than many people realize. It is more beneficial to view them as a versatile ingredient rather than merely a pre-prepared snack. For instance, by mashing them with a modest amount of yogurt, avocado, or olive oil, you can create a protein-rich spread perfect for toast or crackers. Served on toast, they can be elevated with toppings such as capers, finely diced onions, or thinly sliced tomatoes, transforming them into a sophisticated Mediterranean-inspired bite that is both quick to prepare and surprisingly gourmet. Their utility extends to hot dishes as well. Incorporating them into pasta sauces towards the very end of cooking can impart an extra layer of flavor and a welcome boost of omega-3s. Adding them to a stir-fry just before serving ensures they retain their texture while significantly enhancing the protein content. Even pizza can be improved with the addition of sardines. Their rich, savory, and salty character harmonizes beautifully with ingredients like olives, peppers, and fresh herbs. For breakfast, folding them into scrambled eggs or omelets provides a supremely nutritious start to the day. Beyond mere taste, this integration enhances nutritional absorption. Pairing sardines with other nutrient-rich foods, such as vegetables, grains, or healthy fats, can significantly improve your body's ability to absorb their vitamins and minerals. For example, consuming sardines alongside foods high in vitamin C, like tomatoes or bell peppers, can facilitate greater iron absorption. Therefore, while enjoying sardines straight from the can is perfectly acceptable on occasion, limiting yourself to this single method means foregoing a wealth of culinary experiences. With a touch of creativity, sardines can become a secret weapon in your kitchen, infusing countless dishes with enhanced excitement and superior nutrition. Mistake 5, thinking all sardines taste the same. A prevalent assumption is that all sardines are essentially identical, with the open of one can yielding a flavor profile indistinguishable from any other. This notion is a considerable departure from the truth. Much like fine wines, specialty coffees, or artisanal cheeses, sardines exhibit remarkable variations in flavor, texture, and overall quality, which are influenced by a confluence of factors including their geographical origin, the specific packing medium used, and even the time of year they are harvested. For instance, Atlantic sardines possess distinct taste characteristics compared to their Mediterranean or Pacific counterparts, a difference attributable to the temperature, diet, and environmental conditions of their respective habitats. Sardines from colder waters, such as those sourced from Norway, often present a firmer texture and a cleaner, more refined flavor. Conversely, sardines originating from warmer oceanic regions may have a softer consistency and a richer, more pronounced taste. Even the season of capture can play a role. Fish caught in the spring might exhibit a lighter flavor profile, whereas those harvested later in the year tend to be fattier and more intensely flavored. Beyond these factors, the packing liquid itself exerts a dramatic influence on taste. Whether packed in olive oil, tomato sauce, mustard, or water, each medium imparts its unique flavor characteristics. For example, Spanish and Portuguese sardines preserved in high-quality olive oil often develop deep, complex flavors that evolve and mature over time. Some producers even employ a smoking process, imbuing their sardines with a savory richness, while others opt for spiced oils or sauces to introduce an added dimension of flavor. Consequently, if a prior experience with sardines was less than satisfactory, it is premature to dismiss them entirely. The issue might simply have been that particular variety. Engaging in experimentation with different brands, origins, and packing styles can profoundly transform your perception and appreciation of sardines. They are not a monolithic food item. Once you venture into exploration, you will discover a vast and varied world of flavors contained within those unassuming little tins. Mistake 4. Pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Sardines are undeniably potent little fish, characterized by their rich oils and robust, savory flavor profile, which makes them formidable culinary ingredients. However, this very potency dictates that they require judicious pairing with complementary flavors to truly shine. One of the most significant missteps in preparing sardines involves combining them with flavors that clash rather than harmonize. The underlying principle for successful sardine pairing lies in contrast. Their inherent richness is best showcased when juxtaposed with ingredients that are bright, fresh, or tangy, as these elements effectively cut through the oiliness. Consider the impact of lemon juice, vinegar, capers, fresh tomatoes, or pickled vegetables. These sharp, acidic flavors do not overpower the delicate taste of the sardine. Instead, they accentuate it, leading to a more balanced and exciting culinary experience. Fresh herbs such as parsley, dill, or cilantro also contribute significantly by adding a clean, refreshing note that lightens the overall dish. Conversely, it is generally advisable to avoid pairings that introduce excessive richness. Heavy cream-based sauces, buttery dishes, or overly sweet accompaniments can often create an overwhelming richness when combined with the naturally oily sardines, leading to a palate fatigue. Sweet glazes or fruit-based toppings, in particular, can compete with the sardine's natural saltiness, resulting in an unpleasant flavor clash. To illustrate with an example, sardines served on toast with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of fresh herbs offer a light and satisfying meal. In contrast, sardines smothered in a rich cheese sauce can become a heavy, less enjoyable experience due to the compounded richness. While experimentation is always encouraged in cooking, the paramount consideration should be balance. When you thoughtfully select accompanying flavors, sardines transform from a simple canned fish into a gourmet ingredient that feels vibrant, fresh, and remarkably memorable. Mistake 3. Rinsing away taste and nutrition. This particular practice may come as a surprise to many. One of the most detrimental actions you can take with sardines is rinsing them under running water before consumption. This habit is often adopted with the intention of reducing perceived saltiness, fat content, or a strong fishy odor. However, in reality, this rinsing process simply washes away both the desirable flavor and essential nutrients. When sardines are canned, the oil, sauce, or brine in which they are packed is not merely filler. It is an integral part of the preservation and flavor development process. Over time, a symbiotic exchange occurs between the fish and the surrounding liquid, where the fish releases some of its natural juices, and simultaneously, the liquid imbues the fish with its own flavor compounds. Crucially, valuable nutrients, including omega-3 fatty acids and fat-soluble vitamins, migrate into this packing liquid. By rinsing the sardines, you are effectively discarding these vital nutrients along with any accumulated flavor that has developed over months of storage. For sardines packed in oil, rinsing introduces an additional complication. Oil and water do not readily mix, leading to a slippery, fragmented, and less appealing texture for the fish. The same principle applies to sardines packed in tomato or mustard sauce. Rinsing strips away the tanginess and richness that are designed to complement the fish's natural flavor. Regarding the salt content, while sardines can indeed be salty, rinsing is not an effective solution. The salt is absorbed into the flesh of the fish during the canning process, rather than simply residing on the surface. A more effective strategy for managing sodium intake is to choose low-sodium varieties of canned sardines or to consciously reduce the salt content in the other components of your meal. This approach ensures that you retain both the flavor and the nutritional integrity of the sardines. Think of rinsing sardines as undoing months of careful flavor and nutrient development in mere seconds. Instead of washing it all away, embrace the oil, brine, or sauce. It is an intrinsic and valuable part of what makes sardines so exceptional. Mistake 2: avoiding sardines because of fishiness. A primary reason cited by individuals for their reluctance to consume sardines is the perception that they are excessively fishy. However, the reality is that sardines are, by definition, fish, and therefore they are expected to possess a flavor reminiscent of the sea. The true issue at hand is not an inherent flaw in the sardines themselves, but rather how they are stored, prepared, or paired with other culinary elements. High-quality sardines should offer a clean, savory, and subtly briny taste, akin to a refreshing ocean breeze. If your experience with sardines yields an overly strong or unpleasant flavor, it is highly probable that they have not been stored optimally, have exceeded their prime freshness, or are being paired with incompatible ingredients. The solution is not to mask the flavor, but to enhance and brighten it. The inclusion of acidic components such as fresh lemon juice, a splash of vinegar, or even a spoonful of tomato sauce can effectively cut through any perceived heaviness and imbue the flavor with liveliness. Similarly, fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, or dill perform a similar function, introducing a layer of freshness that elegantly balances the inherent richness of the fish. Furthermore, the quality of the sardines themselves plays a significant role. Sardines packed in superior olive oil or flavorful tomato sauce often exhibit a cleaner and less overpowering taste compared to less expensive, poorly processed alternatives. An interesting phenomenon to consider is that our taste buds are adaptable. If you are not accustomed to eating fish regularly, sardines might initially seem strong. However, with continued exposure, you will begin to discern their subtle sweetness and depth of flavor. Instead of dismissing sardines as being too fishy, engage in experimentation with different flavor combinations, incorporating them into salads, topping them with a squeeze of citrus, or serving them alongside crisp, fresh vegetables can dramatically alter your perception. You will likely discover that the so-called fishy flavor transforms into something you genuinely anticipate. Mistake 1: throwing away the precious oil. This represents, by a significant margin, the most costly error people make when dealing with sardines: the act of draining the oil and discarding it down the sink. That luminous golden liquid is far from being waste. It is, in fact, a reservoir of some of the sardines' most delectable flavors and crucial nutrients. Here's the underlying reason. When sardines are packed in oil, a gradual and beneficial exchange takes place. The fish naturally release some of their inherent juices into the oil, while simultaneously, the oil permeates back into the flesh of the fish. Over extended periods of storage, this oil becomes richly infused with omega-3 fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, and a profound savory essence. In essence, it transforms into liquid nutrition. Discarding this oil not only means losing valuable calories, but more importantly, it means jettisoning vital nutrients that are instrumental in protecting your heart, brain, and immune system. From a culinary perspective, you are also throwing away a free flavor enhancer that would be highly prized by professional chefs. So, what are the myriad ways you can utilize this liquid gold? The possibilities are extensive. Drizzle the oil over salads as a substitute for bottled dressings. Employ it to sauté onions and garlic as a flavorful base for pasta or rice dishes. Stir it into soups or stews to enrich the broth. And add depth. You can even dip fresh bread into it, perhaps with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of herbs for a quick and satisfying snack. An added bonus is that the flavor of the oil often deepens slightly, even after the can has been opened. When stored appropriately in the refrigerator for a few days, it can contribute an even greater level of complexity to your culinary creations. Sardine oil is simply too valuable to be wasted. Treat it with the respect it deserves as the secret ingredient it truly is. Who should be careful with sardines? Sardines are undeniably one of the healthiest foods one can consume, but like any potent food, they are not universally suitable for everyone. Certain groups of individuals should exercise particular caution regarding their frequency of consumption. This includes individuals with high blood pressure or a sensitivity to salt. The majority of canned sardines are preserved in brine, oil, or sauce that contains a substantial amount of sodium. Excessive salt intake can lead to elevated blood pressure, making low-sodium varieties a more prudent choice. Those who suffer from gout or have elevated uric acid levels should also be mindful. Sardines are rich in purines, which the body metabolizes into uric acid. For susceptible individuals, this can trigger gout flare-ups, rendering moderation the key principle. Similarly, anyone prone to kidney stones, especially those related to uric acid, should exercise caution, as purine content may increase the risk. It is advisable to consult with a healthcare professional before incorporating sardines into your diet on a regular basis. Pregnant women also need to be aware. The positive news is that sardines exhibit exceptionally low mercury levels, a stark contrast to larger fish like tuna or swordfish. However, given their common packing in oil or brine, it is wise to monitor sodium and calorie intake, particularly if consuming them frequently. For the vast majority of healthy individuals, sardines represent a fantastic and beneficial food to enjoy regularly. However, if you fall into any of the aforementioned categories, adopting a path of moderation is the most prudent approach. To conclude, sardines stand as one of the most undervalued superfoods available, but this status is contingent upon treating them with the proper care and respect. From the initial selection of the right can to the meticulous practices of storage, pairing, and preparation, minor errors can inadvertently transform what should be a flavorful and nutrient-rich meal into a bland, wasted opportunity. By understanding and avoiding these common pitfalls, you can unlock the full spectrum of benefits that sardines offer. Packed with protein, omega-3s, calcium, and essential vitamins, they actively support your cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and bone density, all while being one of the most budget-friendly food options available. Armed with this knowledge, you are now well equipped to harness their complete potential and circumvent the traps that often hinder most individuals from fully appreciating these remarkable fish. If you found this video informative and helpful, please take a moment to hit that like button. This action significantly aids the channel's visibility and reach. Furthermore, consider subscribing and activating the notification bell to ensure you do not miss out on future videos offering valuable tips for smart and healthy eating. We are eager to hear your experiences and perspectives. Do you regularly consume sardines, or do you have a preferred method of preparation? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Your input is highly valued by our community. Thank you immensely for watching and for being an integral part of our growing community. Should you wish to continue your learning journey, 2 additional videos are readily available for your viewing pleasure. Simply click on either selection and we will meet you there. If this video has proven to be beneficial to you, please do make sure to tap that like button as it genuinely contributes to the channel's growth. And by all means, do not forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you are consistently updated with our future content. I would be delighted to hear your feedback, so please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Thank you for your viewership, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.